Hello everyone, warm welcome to all on Seeker's Choice. I am Ajit Singh. You can see the images. This is a very beautiful village, Kaundinyapur, in Amravati district in the state of Maharashtra, India. And it is connected to very ancient and very popular scripture, very, a scripture named Mahabharata, which have a lot of respect for many people throughout the world. Kaundinyapur is the capital of the Vidarbha kingdom mentioned in Mahabharata, and Rukmani Haran took place at this site only. Lord Krishna drank water from the Vardha river, and present name of this river is Vardaini. Now, the first love letter of the world was written by Rukmani ji to Lord Krishna, and this love letter is described in 7 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, which was written by Ved Vyasji. I will take you to that place. So you all would have heard of the famous place Badrinath Dham in Uttarakhand. This is the place Badrinath Dham, covered with flower. You have to take a 3-kilometer trek to Mana village, which is the last Indian village. And when you walk inside that village, see how beautiful it is. You can see snow-covered mountains. So now this is the Ganesh cave, Ganesh Gufa, where Lord Ganesh wrote Mahabharata, which was recited, spoken by Ved Vyasji, who used to reside in this Gufa, Ved Vyas cave, Satyam Param Dhimahi. It's a very beautiful place. Now see this shloka describing this. Brahmananda Saraswatyamashramah Paschime Tate Samyaprath iti prokt rishinam satrivardhana Tasmin sva ashrame vyaso badrishand mandite Asinop upsprashya pranidadhyo mana swayam. This holy cave is 5,326 years old as on 2018. This sloka is describing this place, beauty of this place. Saraswati river name is mentioned here. It's next to this place only. This is the outer portion of the Vyas Gufa, Vyas cave. This looks like an open book, scripture. Vyas Pothi. Pothi is a word used for scriptures, book, Granth, like we say in Indian Sanskrit. Inside this cave, you can see the idol of Ved Vyasji along with his disciples. This is the place where he has written all the Purans, all the Ved, and Srimad Bhagavatam was the last one which he wrote after getting instructions from his guru Narad Muniji. This place is surrounded by very beautiful nature. You can see the originating point of river Saraswati. It comes out here and merges with Alaknanda river. This is the only place where you can see the Saraswati river. Very beautiful place. You can just live nature, You can see snow-covered mountains, hilltop, very mystical place. It has very beautiful Swargarohini trek. I will discuss about that as well. So currently we are discussing about the first love letter, which is mentioned in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in 52nd chapter, slok from 37 slok. So, Sanskrit part is there. The description is, Rukmani said, O beauty of the worlds, having heard of your qualities which enter the ears of those who hear and remove their bodily distress, and having also heard of your beauty, which fulfills all the visual desires of those who see, I have fixed my mind upon you, O Krishna. Rukmani was a king's daughter, courageous and bold, and she would rather die than lose Krishna. Considering all this, she wrote a frank, explicit letter begging Krishna to come and take her away. So she's telling about the qualities of Krishna. The next sloka, the 8th sloka, she says, O Mukunda, you are equal only to yourself in lineage, character, beauty, knowledge, youthfulness, wealth and influence. O lion among men, you delight the minds of all mankind. What aristocratic, sober-minded and marriageable girl of a good family would not choose you as her husband when the proper time has come? So she is simply describing the qualities of Lord. Mukund is the name of the Lord. It's another name of Lord. There are various names of Lord Krishna. Devotees call them various names. Vasudev, Nandalal. So the next sloka, 39th sloka, Rukmani ji is saying, therefore, my dear Lord, I have chosen you as my husband, and I surrender myself to you. Please come swiftly, O Almighty One, and make me your wife. My dear lotus-eyed Lord, let Shishupal never touch the hero's portion like a chakal stealing the property of a lion. So she is comparing eyes of Lord as lotus-eyed Lord and comparing Shishupal as a chakal. Shishupal comes in relation with Lord Krishna. So see how beautiful, and she has already accepted Lord Krishna as husband. Now in the next sloka, number 40, she says, if I have sufficiently worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead by pious works, sacrifices, charity, rituals and vows, and also by worshipping the demigods, Brahman and Guru, then may Gadgraj come and take my hand, and not Damaghos's son or anyone else. So Acharya has said all this. Renounced Acharyas, like Rukmani ji felt that no one could obtain Lord Krishna by the effort of a single lifetime. Therefore, she pointed out the pious activities she had performed in that life and previous lives, hoping to convince Sri Krishna to come. Now, the 41st slok. Here she is saying, O unconquerable one, tomorrow when my marriage ceremony is about to begin, you should arrive unseen in Vidarbha and surround yourself with the leaders of your army. Then crush the forces of Kadya and Magdendra and marry me in the Rakshasa style, winning me with your valor. So she telling the plans which she have, she is giving the plot options which she have. Being born of royal blood, Rukmani ji had a brilliant grasp of political affairs. She advised Krishna to enter city alone and for the further plots. In the next sloka, number 42, she says, since I will be staying within the inner chambers of the palace, you may wonder, how can I carry you away without killing some of your relatives? But I shall tell you a way. On the day before the marriage, there is a grand procession to honor the royal family's deity. And in this procession, the new bride goes outside the city to visit goddess Girija. So she is giving the options, plans to Lord Krishna. In the last sloka, the 43rd sloka, she will conclude it. So, in the last 43rd sloka, which is about to come, which you can see the Sanskrit part here. Yeah. O lotus-eyed one, great souls like Lord Shiva hanker to bath in the dust of your lotus feet and thereby destroy their ignorance. If I cannot obtain your mercy, I shall simply give up my vital force, which will have become weak from the severe penances I will perform. Then after hundreds of lifetimes of endeavor, I may obtain your mercy. So this was the conversation, or this was the thoughts Rukmani ji wrote to Krishna, first love letter of the world. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel, and let's wait for the next one. Thank you.